How many of us, when we pick up a rope, have no idea what we're doing, or really struggle to try and get that skipping in? Skipping is something that we do a lot in our workouts. We tend to do the double under. The reason why we do this double under is because it works on neurological components of fitness. That's things like our coordination and our balance, that kind of thing. Now, for many of us, double under is hard thing to do because of that neurological component. Is a skill that we need to learn. Okay? And the skill, way we learn skills is through practice, but we'll get onto that later on. What I'm going to do in this video is sort of give you a roadmap to take your double unders from 0 to 50, 100 and beyond, okay? And just generally practice our rope skills. The first thing that I would like us all to be able to do is to do our pogo hops, okay? This is where we're jumping in place up and down. Obviously, if we're going to do double unders, we need to make sure that we can jump up and down and then swing a rope around us. So let's focus on the basics first and get that jump up and down nice and steady. Things we want to focus on here is making sure that we stand nice and tall the whole way, and we're just rebounding on our feet, nice and light on our toes. Okay, we don't want to be landing, stopping for a while, and then jumping again. It should be a nice little rebound. The next thing we can then do is start to add that rope in, okay, and we can do our single under. So we can bound up in place, exactly the same as that pogo hop, but now we're swinging our rope around. When we start to swing that rope around, you've got to think about your positions of now your hands. Okay, so your hands have to stay in nice and tight, and we're just using our wrists to get our rope around. The further our hands come away from our body, actually the shorter that rope becomes and the harder it is to jump over each time. Once we can then master that, the next thing, and what I think is almost one of the most important things when we think about doing our double unders, is being able to do our single unders with a high jump. Okay, so instead of our normal sort of small bound on our single unders, we want to try and extend on each one and try and get nice and high off the floor. The important thing with this though is making sure that each jump is exactly the same. We don't want to be in a place where we're doing one high jump and then have to do loads of little ones to do another big high jump again. It should be nice and consistent, jumping about 6 to 12 inches above the floor. Okay? After that then gives us the time to be able to throw that double under in. Okay? So again, we're thinking about just our wrists, we're getting those high jumps, and as the rope comes above us, we then whip it round quickly to get that second jump in. What you might find at this stage is that you do single, double, just to get in that rhythm. However, this can often be a trap for some people. I want to make sure that when you're doing these single doubles, we maintain that same height of jump throughout. Okay, that's the key here. Once we then get better at that, we can then start doing it the other way around and doing double, single, okay? And slowly starting to increase the amount of double unders we can do in those sets that we're looking to perform. After this, you should be in a really good position to be practicing that then double unders by throwing that rope around. Now, like I said at the start, the way we practice this skill is through practice. Unfortunately, you've got to put that time into it, but you've got to put that time into it when you're completely fresh. I know that when I started learning double unders, what I would do is before I would do my workout at the gym, I got to class around about 5-10 minutes earlier, I would put myself in the corner and I would try and accumulate 50 in as little sets as I could. After a while, it would then grow and I was able to do 50 unbroken, and that was my target each day, and then it would move on to 100, and I haven't looked back since. What I want you to think about as well, though, is that double under is not the end goal. Once we've learned our double unders, you can almost do the same progression, i.e. doing a high double under jump where you're slowing that rope down again, so you're practicing able to get yourself to do triple unders, quadruple unders. There's no stopping to it, okay? And that's what I want us to always work towards, is that constant pursuit of progression, okay? So, team, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you put those points of performance in place and set yourself on that journey to getting those double unders in. We'll see you again soon.